So on this issue, just, I think we request from Fluac just a point of contact.
No, actually, I had a conversation with Christie because it didn't make sense. Christie, are you on the phone? Doesn't look like it. She was gonna try and be available. What Fluac had wanted, they wanted White Pine, the county, to be a cooperating agency when this comes about. But and that had to do with the EIS that was gonna be moving forward.
That's correct, Lori.
Thank you, Christie. So there was this was like a combination that ended up being between what both advisory boards wanted, but it really didn't come out quite right on the agenda. Is that correct, Christie?
Yes, my wording might have been a little off and the agenda item, but they are, as Jeremy Drew has touched on, they are, would like to see the project move forward.
Okay. So I think that we'll just leave this as discussion only because, and we had discussion earlier in regards to, that'll be on a coming agenda in regards to letters of cooperative, being in a cooperative status with the federal entities.
I think that's good. You should make it a discussion item. We just discussed it shortly. And if we can do what Shane suggested, and perhaps anybody else, just get designees as our go-to person along with Jeremy, and we can really eliminate a lot of this political red tape or whatever. We can really get right to the nuts and bolts. And if PUAC and the Water Advisory Board can do those types of things, I think we're all going to be a lot better off and as we move forward on these projects. That being said, it was a discussion item. Do you have anything to add to us, James?
No, I mean, certainly you don't have to take action on any item that's on the agenda, so.
Thank you. We're going to leave that as discussion. Are you okay with that, Christie?
Well, I'm technically not a board member, so I don't feel like I should speak on any of it.
Okay, that's where we're at. Lori is the go-to person on that for that. Well, right now, we're on a pretty good schedule. We're on the 10:30 timed item, which is the pump storage project that everybody's interested in. It's discussion for possible action, the approval of resolution 2021-11, a resolution of the White Pine County Board of County Commission declaring that it is in the best interest of the county to release certain real property in the form of water rights without offering it to the public and for less than fair market value, if necessary, for the purposes of economic development.
Need to make my disclosure, Mr. Chairman. Take my mask off so you can hear me. Pull it back up, Mike.
Can we do all three? He's gonna disclose on all three of the next ones. Can he make one disclosure saying I'm
I
disclosing?
feel comfortable just doing it every one.
Okay.
Since they want to push the issue.
Okay.
Can I answer the question though? Yes, if it's the same section, it's a timed item, there's really not a risk that somebody's gonna, come in after the disclosure, and if there was, it was a timed item right after the time. So one disclosure is available, but certainly there's no prohibition to disclosing every one.
Whatever you want to do, Travis.
All right, so like I said previously, this section, this parcel here, 01033002, is owned by my parents. All the project activities are taking up in the north of section 17, and over here on the transmission line, property is not adjacent or next to in any form of project. There is no financial interest, there is no deals, there is no leases, there is no nothing. Thank you.
If you want to do each one.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, I'll do it when you open it.
Okay. So right now, I have a letter from the Water Advisory Board, and I think it's important to read before we do the next three items. And I feel like they had their Water Advisory Board meeting with the pump storage facility people. So I will read this because it's a very important part of the next three items. I, Frederick Partey, a board member of the White Pine County Water Advisory Committee, move that the White Pine County Commission go ahead with the agreement, lease of water for project, construction and sale of water, long-term makeup with R+ Hydro. As I understand this agreement, will pave the way for engineering and geological studies to be conducted to understand the project impacts to the community. I support this motion with the caveat that the county will do the following. One, the White Pine County Commission will be cooperative agency to FERC, NEPA analysis, and any other related NEPA analysis required for the project. White Pine County Commission are allowed to review and approve all studies pertaining to the project. Members of the White Pine County Water Advisory Board are present when the project is presented to the state engineer, NDWR, and will be allowed to review all draft changes applications. Item 4, all hydrogeological studies pertaining to the project are presented to the White Pine County Water Advisory Board. 5, White Pine County Commission ensures that the project does not negatively impact the community. 6, White Pine County Commission ties the cost of the water to the number of full-time employees WPW R plus Hydro hire. And 7, any protest of future applications that WPW R plus Hydro files must be filed jointly with the White Pine County. See item 7 of the water use option. This is by Frederick Partey, PhD, Senior Management Environmental Resources. So this agreement is in place between the Water Advisory Board and the R plus project. That was important to read. So now I'll go into item 1, and there'll be no debate, no discussion on this. As I stated prior to the meeting, this is an agendized item. We have discussed it. And so item 1 is approval of resolution 2021 I already read this, didn't I? I'll do it again. 2021-11, a resolution of White Pine County Board of County Commissioners declaring that it is in the best interest of the county to lease certain real property in the form of water rights without offering it to the public and for less than fair market value if necessary for the purpose of economic development. Any commissioner got anything to add onto this item? This is an action item that we'll be taking. If any commissioner has a comment or whatever, Lori, go ahead.
Yes, I would move to approve this, but under the last whereas, item number 1, where it says the construction of the project would commence in approximately 2024, 2025, and would require thousands of people to complete. I think that we ought to go ahead and put in there, as per the handout and slideshow presented yesterday, the numbers were 300 to 500 people, rather than thousands.
Can we do up to 1,000? And then that way you cover everything. Okay.
Well, they had 300 to 500. I was just keeping in with what was presented yesterday in the handout.
By not ever knowing an exact thing, if you leave yourself a lot of leeway and say up to 1,000, it's good, they'll stay at 300, but up to 1,000, because there may be some.
How about $1 million?
It's,
Never mind, no comment.
it doesn't have a legal effect what that number is, so you can certainly put what the estimate is now, regardless if it goes over, it's not like this is all of a sudden null and void if we have more.
I think it's appropriate to put the change into the resolution that corresponds with the handout that was presented to the public yesterday.
Okay,
Yeah, I think that's good.
that's good. Thank you. So a motion by Lori
With that one change.
with the change. Motion by Lori. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Shane. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None. That's unanimous. Item 2 is discussion for possible action, the approval of resolution 2021-12, a resolution of White Pine County Board of County Commissioners declaring that it is in the best interest of the county to sell certain real property in the form of water rights without offering it to the public and for less than fair market value if necessary for the purpose of economic development.
Disclosure.
Okay?
So once again, this is my parents' property, 01033002. Project area is in the north part of section 17. These are the transmission line corridor. As you can see, the property is not even next to any of the properties in question. There are no financial intertwinings, there are no leases, there aren't deals between myself, my parents, or any other related party with White Pine Water Power LLC or any of their affiliated entities. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we've read into the record, and is there any other discussion by any commissioner?
Yes, I would make a motion to approve resolution 2021-12 with the same changes as presented to the previous one. Under the last whereas, item number 1 be changed to 300 to 500.
Okay, motion by Lori with some changes. Do I have a second? Second by Shane. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, none, passed unanimous. Okay, we're on page 3 still, item 3. Discussion for possible action, the approval of the water use and options to purchase agreement between WPW and White Pine County and discuss statutory requirements for NRS 533.550 and NRS 244.2795 for final approval of the agreement. Luigi Resta and Matthew Shapiro from, okay, do your discussion, and then we'll call Luigi and Matthew.
Okay, once again, 01033302 is owned by my parents. Project area is up north in section 17. This is a transmission line. As you can see, the property is not adjacent or included in the project whatsoever. There are no financial deals, interest agreements whatsoever between myself and said company or my parents and said company. There are no conflicts. Thank you.
Luigi and Matthew, do you want to come up and speak to this, or do you want to just go ahead and go through the motion?
I just want to add one comment, if you don't mind.
Please do.
Luigi Resta, CEO of Mark Plus Energies, and thank you, Commission, and thanks everybody, the community, for the last 3 days of meetings we've had. We met on Monday night with the Water Advisory Board, and then yesterday with the general community in support of this. So thank you, and to the jobs, and we appreciate Commissioner Carson adding that limit. We will be before you on a regular basis, and as we understand more of the jobs and the economic impact, we will come before you and present that, so that you'll have that information. So that's all I wanted to add, but thank you.
Yes, to echo what he said, and thank you for your support and all the thought that's going into this relationship.
Thank you. So, again, I'll look for, if there's any other commission wants to discuss anything, say anything, you're fine. Other than that, I'll look for a motion to approve the water,
Mr. Chairman,
yes,
if I could just address the NRS.
Jim.
So, as I discussed last time, we have NRS 533.550. That covers the sale or a lease of a water right for longer than 10 years. So the commission has to make, if it approves this, certain findings, and those have to be in writing, so we'll add that to the agreement. I've already discussed this with Gage, and we'll be able to do that. Just give me the thumbs up, so I think he's good to go on that. The findings are that the sale and lease of the water rights are consistent with the prudent long-term management of the water resources within the jurisdiction. The sale, that's the first one. The second one, the sale or lease of the water right will not deprive residents and businesses within the jurisdiction of reasonable access to the resources, the water resources, for growth and development. The sale and lease of the water right is a reasonable means of promoting development and use of the water right. And finally, the means by which the water right is sold and leased, in this case, it says or, but we're doing, this contemplates both, reasonably ensures that the public body will receive the actual value of the water right or comparable economic benefit. So with the motion, I think, given that I've just read that verbatim, if a motion is made, I would just ask that the motion be made and the findings in NRS 533.550 be incorporated into the agreement.
Thank you. Okay, we've heard the Lori.
Yeah, I just wanted to add that per the Frederick's comment that was presented, that the agreement has adjusted and have modified their, what do you call it?
Provisions.
The provisions, thank you very much, in the water agreement, all but number 6, where that, the commission ties the cost of the water to the number of jobs created. It was not deemed appropriate to do that. So, and as I've stated before, that the county will be sending out letters to FERC and to BLM to be a cooperating agency. So, and I can later on give you those changes, or if you see it on the website or whatever, it's in the backup, what the lease, the sale agreement looks like now. So I just wanted to state that those changes have been made.
Okay, any other comments by any commissioner? If not, I'll look for a motion with what was presented by the district attorney and by Lori. I'll look for that motion to proceed.
I'd make a motion to approve the sale and lease option, recognizing that the parameters of NRS 533.550 be included.
Okay, we have a motion by Shane,
Now second?
second by Lori. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None? Passed unanimous. Thank you all very much. That ends that. Thank you to, and good luck for the project. We're gonna move.
This has been a Georgetown production. George Chatchis reporting.